Howdy folks, I should start this one about showing you scenes of snow in southern Texas, but yeah, it's been a cold week. Anyway, got thinking about it and did a lot of investigation, and the Bambu Lab thing is really a sad situation for a 3D printer. What the company has done and what they released almost a week ago, I think now, restricting and authorization to use the printer and go through their cloud service and all this sort of thing. It's total, BS, bologna sandwich, to me. So what I'd like to do is today, we'll talk a little bit about that, but I want to show you another machine that would eliminate the Bambu Lab issue, and what's it called? Well, let's go have a look at it over at the shop here. Sorry for the noise of the 3D printers running. They're running off camera right now. These three here, well, they did some jobs, but they're shut down right now for us so that we don't have to have something running on making noise in front of me here. Yeah. Here it is, right here. It looks like the P1P, but it's not. It's the Two Trees SK1. 256 build plate by 256. So I even bought the Bambu Lab, the third party, I think it is. It's called the Cryo Grip plate. It's a cold plate which allows PLA to stick to it without using anything more than maybe 40 degrees Celsius, 50 degrees Celsius at the most. It says I think 30 to 50, so it's really cool. But anyways, it's rated for a higher speed than the Bambu Lab's P1P. So it's a great machine. It has Wi-Fi. You don't need any special licensing. You don't have to go to cloud or anything else with Bambu or anybody else. And you can use Orca Slicer or you can use Prusa just for your two. There is, I think, even a possibility of Cura, but I was unable to get Cura working with this. So it was like, it was just, I think it was possible, but it was like, no, there's no point. I really like Orca Slicer. And I think that's part of the problem right now is Bambu Lab is not going to allow you to use Orca Slicer with this new firmware update that's going on. It's part of the problem, and maybe in the future they will, but right now they're sort of talking, they say, but they're not guaranteeing or they're not saying for sure what's going to happen. And this is really mostly towards the X1 Carbon. Now, the other machine that would be the next grade up from this one is the P1S, which is fully enclosed. Well, this one's available fully enclosed as well. So again, it's just like the P1S, and the prices are lower. This one here starts right around I think it's $389 US, and I'll put a link in the description below where you can find this guy. But if you're thinking about a P1P and you're skeptical about the Bambu Lab family and the situation going on right now with I guess we'll call it politics, or you might be locking yourself into some kind of subscription plan to keep the machine running or something and keeping the firmware updated and whatever, you might want to take a look at the Two Trees SK1. It is a clone of the Bambu Lab, but it is rated for higher speed. To me, it's just as good as the P1P. In fact, at this point, I'm kind of glad this one's here and not the Bambu Lab P1P, because I would be really concerned about what's going on. And like I said, I use Orca Slicer and I run this and I just use it. It's a great machine. It also has a better price, so it's like, why? Why would you, if you're going to build a print farm, every dollar going out for machines, you should be looking at that. You could order a pile of these things in, and you've got the capacity and the availability of like the P1P without the price tag, and you're not getting into this situation that's happening. To explain it fully with Bambu Lab, it would be like a lot of politics and garbage going on right now. I sat and went over all the interviews and stuff. There was something on, I think it was The Verge the other day, with an interview with the people at Bambu Lab about what they're doing, and they're saying that in a lot of ways they're sort of backpedaling and saying they're not doing what they're doing. I was like, and I've lost my trust. In fact, it's so bad that in the past I have always said, if you're a newbie and you want to get into 3D printing, oh man, go get yourself a Bambu Lab machine, because that's the one that, that's the one that's going to plug and play for you, kind of thing. I'm backing out of that completely, and I'm looking at stuff like this. I'm looking at Cheedy. I'm looking at a lot of other companies and thinking, that would be more of a plug and play machine, and you're not going to get locked in down and have to have use Bambu Lab's slicer only or something, use their cloud, get authorization to make a print in order to authorize the print, in order to let the printer run it, you know, this sort of thing. There's just a lot of negativity feelings going on with the Bambu Lab situation right now. It's really a shame this happened, but man, it really was the, I guess we'll call it the jack-in-the-box popping up in front, and you know, the whole industry is kind of like, whoa, you know, like, where are you going with this? And it's really got a lot of people concerned over down the road what might happen, because it does look like they're going to spread this authorization thing to their other units, which will include the P1P, the P1S, you know, all these machines, even the little A1 Mini or whatever, they're all going to get sort of like wrapped up into this, and you're going to be kind of locked into a situation. And when you buy a machine like this, you want to be able to have as much access to that machine as possible, with the freedom of choosing what slicer you want to use, what prints you want to run, and you don't need anybody to be spying in on what you're doing. And I use that word loosely, but Bambu Labs claims that the cloud situation will be secure to the people that are using it, and they will not, you know, nobody's going to, you know, see what they're printing or see what's going on, kind of thing. And I'm just, yeah, I'm beginning to look to see if there's any relationship between them and any other Chinese companies that might be tying in with that at some point, because like I said, I don't trust what they're even saying, even though I did look at the interview and read the notes from the interview over the questions about, you know, long-term subscription and how restrictive to Orca Slicer. Then they claimed at one point, oh, we're talking with the people at Orca Slicer. Now, they haven't resolved whatever the issues are, but it's just very uncomfortable feeling about the whole, you know, overall, enough to say, okay, I've lost my trust. I am done with you. I did not have one in here because, I'll be honest, some people like a chocolate milkshake, some people hate a chocolate milkshake. I don't like Bambu Slicer. You know, I don't care for it. I've tried it. I've got it on my computer. I've messed with it a little bit. And it was like, you know, I'd rather use Orca. That's my favorite slicer right now, is the Orca slicer. The other two slicers I use, one is, they're both Cheaty slicers, but one is for the, I guess we'll call it the Cheaty, like consumer brand like this. And the other one is more of a commercial type slicer that you use for like the X Max 3 series, that kind of thing. And I've got both of those slicers, and I really like them. I can go in there, tweak my settings, get what I want, and print and get the model out the way I want it, you know, for the client. And this thing here, same thing. I can get the model out of here for the client without any issues, no authorization. I'm not sending it off to cloud or something to get it done, you know. And I also have, Wi-Fi connectability, so, you know, there's no problem there. Now, I do run my machine specifically from SD cards or the USB memory stick. You know, they're always really great for holding all the files you need. There's another problem with Bambu Lab that they're talking about, and this is Polymaker's PLA or whatever. There is not a barcode, but there's a built-in sticker inside the Bambu Labs filament to show the machine what's loaded, what's on, give it the information of this is what you're running with and stuff. And in some ways, that didn't bother me at first, but some people are saying that it's possible that Bambu Lab could, with some firmware, just say, if you're not using their filament, the machine won't run. Yeah, and that, again, that threat, it's not that it's not real right now, but that threat is there, it's looming. Where, again, a machine like this, it don't care. This machine has no interest in what you're running. It doesn't care, you know, who made the filament. But Bambu Lab could really close down the loop on this whole system and absolutely choke the consumer to make sure that not only, you know, authorized to print what they say is okay or something, but even say, well, you better be using our stuff or we're not going to allow you to run. You know, there's a couple of ways around that, which would be to like re-spool the filament off of like Polymaker or something. But yeah, you know, it's workaround, you know. But it's just another reason why I really like to, apparently, I'm going to stay away from Bambu Lab machines, and I'm not going to have any in here. That I don't see any for the future now. I did have a plan on bringing some in later this year or something, but now it's like, that's canceled. Creality, there's another one. Creality makes a good Bambu Lab machine killer right now, and Creality is a company that has been around for a long time. and they've been around the block with all this sort of thing, and with open source and all that even, and they've done okay. They've done well. I think Creality, you know, they try. At least they try. And it's like they've done very, very well in the past. And so that's another, you know, company again you could look at. There are so many brands out there that it's kind of a shame, because Bambu Lab really shook the industry up with what it brought to the table for consumers, but now it looks like it's turning into a bit of a horror story or a nightmare. So this is just one example, but like I said, for the same, you know, for a lot cheaper price, and basically have the same features as the P1P, I would rather have this machine. You know, I'm happy with this. Two Trees, it did a great job. It is a good machine. I like the features. 700 millimeters a second speed, just in case anybody's interested. I think Bambu's was rated at 500, something like that. So like I said, this is faster, but again, you know that if you know 3D printing a little bit, we don't use those kind of speeds anyways. You're usually running 250, 300, or whatever it is for your print, but it will run that fast. Oh, I guess another thing, let's talk about the elephant in the room, running color. Now, I don't run color. I only run solid color for everything that I do right now, so I don't need an AMS or something like that like Bambu Lab has. But you know yourself, if you've been looking around, there are color machines. I guess the top one right now I'm looking at for Bambu Lab would be against them would be the Creality K2 Plus, which also you can add, I think it's 4, 8, you know, colors or whatever to the machine, if that's what you're after. Also, Anycubic, they offer color machine. Same with Elegoo offers, you know, color machines that you can add, you know, 4 color, 8 color, whatever to your machines. So Bambu does not have an exclusive on that. I think the only thing that Bambu Lab has an exclusive on is how much poop comes out of that machine when you run color. I've never seen so much poop in my life from a 3D printer. But yeah, that's just another thing that, you know, I guess we'll talk a little bit about. But coming up in the next week or so, I'm going to have a trial. We're going to bring in PLA Plus, a rapid high-speed PLA, and I believe a rapid high-speed PLA Plus. And we'll run the same model on a machine, and we'll test for high speed, you know, and slow speed printing and stuff, and just see how all that works. Because I've been told that if you have a high speed printer, you should be buying the high speed or hyper speed, you know, filament that, you know, runs. And one of the things I have been buying is the UJoy, and I don't know whether to recommend them or not. I'm not paid, you know, I'm not paid sponsor or anything like that, but I have been buying them because they're rated at 300 to 500 millimeters per second squared, but they are also fully capable of running slower speeds than that. I asked somebody, one of the reps at UJoy about it, and they said, oh yeah, you know, if you run below the 300, don't worry about it, it'll run just fine. It's just that, you know, a lot of the, that's what they rate them at, is 300 to 500. So I was like, yeah, okay, cool, you know, good. So anyways, I guess the bottom line really is that we all have choices, and you know, there's other people out there that supply 3D printers. You don't have to buy from Bambu Lab anymore. Yeah, that's over with. but if you have a farm and you have 100 of those machines in right now, I'd be a little nervous, but it is what it is. God help you. Yeah. Thank you for watching Coffee and Tools. Please like, share, subscribe, ring the notice bell. Be back on Monday. See you then. Over and out.